Do you know what Alfred's least favorite chore is?
I don't.
Cleaning the bat room.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Okay.
greatest DC Comics show on YouTube. It's Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. We're so happy that you're here spending time with us tonight. I say us because it's me, Ryan Magic Lasso, and with me is silver-haired Bronze Age babe, Sarah. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I am coming off of just a Thanksgiving gorge in terms of food, leftovers, the whole thing. I mean, really, how much apple pie can one person eat? I'm trying to figure that out myself. So
Don McLean would probably be the best person to
okay.
ask that. So, yeah, well, gobble, gobble, gobble to you. Do you realize, if I'm correct, and Lord knows I haven't been many times, but I believe tomorrow is your fanboy anniversary.
Is it really?
I believe tomorrow
oh my gosh. Yay. So a year since I become a regular?
is, yes. Yeah,
Oh,
I believe so.
I'll do that. Sounds good to me. It has been so fun. And I can't thank you and Tony enough for asking me to join the gang, and also working around a schedule for someone who's like, yeah, I could come up once or twice a month. So thank you.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Our show definitely feels enhanced by you being here. This is truly a fact. I have noticed the weeks that you are here, we get more views overall.
Oh, really? Well,
yes, I have noticed that. So that's why I'd like you to be on every week. But
okay, I'll give that some thought.
I have mailed a letter to Santa and
okay.
asked, so we'll see what happens.
You never know. A Christmas wish could come
Christmas
true.
wish come true. But it's great to have you back. Have you done any comic hunting since we've seen you last?
Yes,
either online or in person?
I have done some stuff online, and I will show some stuff on Book Show. But before,
Okay.
I'm going to show. Can I show one thing?
Yeah.
And it's not technically a book.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm always on the hunt for Lois Lane items. As you know, I like Lois Lane. And I found this beautiful, it's like a playing card.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that lovely?
Is that a custom made, or is that?
I think it's from some game, and it looks like it's from the 60s.
Yeah, it definitely has that style.
It's absolutely beautiful. I wish it were bigger. So, yeah, this little acquisition is one of my favorites of the last couple of weeks. So there we go.
I think that's awesome.
Isn't it great?
Was that an eBay find?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, some eBay sellers wanted like $35 for this. I'm like,
oh, wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I kept scrolling, and someone sold this to me for about $4.
Wow, I like $4 a lot better.
Deal.
Yeah.
And I provided my own little card case because
I
do have a collection of Lois Lane cards. And so it's like, well, if you put comics in little slabs, how about little slabs for cards? So there you go.
I think that's perfect.
Right.
That's very cool. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm thrilled with it.
Yeah.
So that's my comic hunting, but I've got some other stuff for Book Show. So stick around.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I've got some cool things to show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I did a little bit of hunting myself. I was in a comic store today. I was telling you that I saw some really cool stuff in the store I was at today. Shout out to Cowabunga Comics. I mean, I saw, for Marvel people, I saw like Avengers 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8, I think, among others. I saw Justice League 1, 2, 3, 21. I mean, in the wild. Just there. And they were raw.
Gee. Anything within price range? Did you think the prices were reasonable?
I thought they were fair. And then there was a sale. There was a Black Friday sale going on too.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wasn't prepared this weekend to make that. Oh, you know what they did have? 2 copies, one coverless and one covered. The first appearance of Supergirl.
Wow.
2 copies plus the facsimiles. Yeah.
So the Supergirl, not the blonde that didn't.
They had that too.
Okay. Man, they're just showing off now.
Yes, but I was talking the first Supergirl coming out of the rocket ship.
Rocket ship, yeah.
And also first Metallo in the same issue.
Is that, I have to ask a stupid question, is that facsimile out already?
Yeah, it is. It just came out a couple weeks ago.
Okay. So
there's regular, foil, and blank sketch.
Okay. Well, I got to get to my, I haven't been over to my comic shop lately. Hopefully they have that in my little bin.
Yeah.
So I can pick that up because, you know.
There is a Treasury getting ready to come out this week in facsimile, but there's no diorama on the back. I know.
Arf.
Yeah. It's one of the Christmas Treasuries, the one that has Superman pushing the sleigh with Santa and the other heroes in it on the cover.
Yeah.
And that's coming out this upcoming week.
Okay. Well, what do I care if there's no diorama? Then I'm
no
not
diorama.
do it. No. But the one that you talked about last week, the super villains or whatever it was, the yellow one.
Yes, that's coming with the diorama.
Oh.
I know. Jackson was already curling up in a fetal position. Already.
You know, I'm going to do a comic book room tour 2025 in a couple of weeks because I like to do that at the end of the year so you can see from year to year what's and I was down there today, as a matter of fact, and I was looking at because I've set up my dioramas in a place of honor. So I can't wait to make that little video and share that with people.
Heart attack.
And there will be a warning, Jackson. I see you in the chat that you should...
putting the die in diorama.
Exactly. Yeah. I have no shame. I will do it. Do it. I'll do it to a regular book. I'll do it to a vintage book. I'll do it to a foil.
Oh, gosh.
I don't care.
Well, I want to say hi to some folks that are in the chat. And if you're watching on the Rewind, I'm starting out by saying hi to you first. And we appreciate you watching on the Rewind. But in our live chat right now, our first in the chat is John's Comics with Friends. So how are you doing? Hope you've had a nice holiday weekend.
You are very kind, John. Thank you.
Yeah, he is. So, Gordon has checked in as well. A couple weeks ago, Gordon doesn't really do live streams because I invited him on, but he gave us an idea of when we did the Phantom Zone retro review a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you had a chance to see that on the Rewind.
I did.
Yeah, that was Gordon's idea.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
Yeah, so that was
keep him in the back room coming up with ideas. That would be great.
He's coming up with good ones. Meow.
There's the Jackson Roykirk. Hi, Jackson.
Yeah.
I love him. And then I love to just make fun of him. So
yes. And Muabunga to White Tiger. Cool, calm, collected. He's made sure that Santa has his address now that he's got the tiger cub in the household. So Santa's aware that he's got an extra stop this year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas is never going to be the same for
yes, exactly. This is the truth right there. That is the truth.
Yeah, you guys are making me blush. Come on. Oh, you are my people. It took me decades and decades, but I found you.
God. So Gordon says you should buy the game. I bet there's a Joker card too.
Oh, well, you know what? That's not a bad idea. And I kind of want to know what the other heroes and
that's a good
people
idea.
look like. So now I'm going to have to figure out the game. I was just so enthralled with this, but it's a good idea.
Yeah. Super Russ 9000 is checking in with us tonight.
Hey,
How you doing, Russ? I saw a picture of his Thanksgiving plate and it had some good stuff on it this year.
I did too, and whoever helped Russ out with that.
That's great.
Little that gift of a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. It warms my heart. It really did, and I hope you and your mom had a great time.
Yeah. One word: diorama.
Yeah, and then the next one is like, why do I come here? You can't get enough of it, Jackson. You just can't.
The one Kryptonian good guy besides Superman died. That's sad.
Yeah.
He's not watching Mama's Family. Joan, it's Joanne. Just a little podcast. So he'll call me on the phone, and I'll just pick it up. I'll go, "Hello, Joanne."
Oh my God. Oh Lord. No.
And that was Comic Mag Musings.
Oh, well, tip of the hat. Well
Yeah.
done, sir.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, Joan. I mean, you're going to get Joan Crawford if you keep that up. And don't think that I couldn't get a wire hanger.
Can I tell you that my Wi-Fi hotspot's uncle was a friend of Joan Crawford's?
You are kidding me.
No.
Did they, she was known for corresponding with people.
Letters.
Letters. Does he have letters?
Yes. He was in the advertising business in the 50s and 60s, and Joan ended up in some of his ads, and they were friends. And I've seen a batch of the stuff that she sent to him, and
wow.
From all accounts, she was absolutely lovely, and they got on like a house of fire. So,
hey, there are some people that say there's no way at all she could have treated Christina Crawford the way she did, and then there's other people who have said I've seen her be horrible to that child.
Behave badly.
So.
Yeah, depending, I guess if you're an ad guy who plays piano at parties really well, then you're gonna get a different side than a daughter, probably.
Wouldn't it be nice if those celebrities, like, I think she genuinely enjoyed corresponding with her fan base. Wouldn't it be awesome if celebrities did that now?
Oh, well, you can pay them to do those cameos, right?
But it's still not a relation. She did this for free.
Right. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's my side door to fame for the evening. So there you go.
I like that. Just remember one thing. I fought worse monsters than you for years in Hollywood. I know how to win the hard way.
What is the other one she said with the Pepsi board? It's like, I've been to the rodeo or something.
Oh, this ain't my first time at the rodeo.
Yeah.
Rodeo. You forget the power I delivered for Pepsi was my power and mine alone. The sword cuts both ways.
I'm gonna have to dig. There's a photo that she has that he had a lot of photos from celebrities signed. To Paul, thanks so much for the blah blah blah. And I'm pretty sure we actually have one from Beverly Sills.
Oh, really?
And it's this beautiful deer photo where she was working on an ad, and he's sitting playing. And he would always have a piano on the set of all the ads he was working on, and he'd play. And there's this beautiful photo of them sitting together, playing where he's at the piano. And so yeah, Milton Berle. There's one with there's just a ton of them, and I'm pretty sure one of my Wi-Fi hotspot siblings has the Joan Crawford one somewhere.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's something. Boy, old Hollywood was something else.
I'm telling you.
New Hollywood ain't nothing like old Hollywood.
Yeah, how about some style? There's just not.
And these people literally were like stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't 10 minutes fame.
Right. I think the closest we have is George Clooney. Is kind of that Clooney. Aura of the old stuff. And maybe Tom Hanks, but mostly George Clooney. And that's about it. But what do I know? So
yeah. So Dolph Lundgren was making cocktails with his new vodka line. I asked him what would happen if someone didn't pay their tab. He said he thought I knew what would happen. Oh boy, on Instagram, on Instagoose.
Oh, wow.
So I promise you guys we're going to get into the
we're going to talk about comics.
We are, but I'm going to ask you a question that I ask a lot of people because I love hearing the answers to this. And in the chat, if you want to put your answer in, that's cool too. I think I've already asked Super Russ this question. To you, who is someone that is a living legend right now?
Carol Burnett.
Oh, Carol Burnett. I can't disagree with that at all.
Carol Burnett. I watched her show as a kid. Religiously. I used to have a little cassette tape recorder, and I would actually tape it so that I could hear the audio during the week.
Yeah.
I thought she was funny and charming, and she looked kind of like my mom did, and that was a good thing. And her commercial takeoffs on that show were amazing. The musical numbers that they did, the spoofs.
Yeah.
And I wrote a fan letter as a
Mm-hmm.
kid. And sadly, the response that came back was lovely, and it was auto-penned and all that, typed and then auto-penned. And that has been lost to the ages.
Oh.
But what strikes me about it now is that clearly the show she was running, the ship she was running over there was, I don't know if she answered every fan letter, but my guess is she said, if it's a kid, you send something back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, Carol Burnett is, we saw her doing a live Q&A little show a few years ago. And she's just everything you want her to be. She was everything you want her to be. So
she answered my fan letter.
Did she?
So Carol Burnett and I have the same birth date.
Oh,
not the same year,
right?
But the same birth date. And I wrote her a letter and told her my appreciation for her talent, and told her how much my favorite sketch was always Eunice in the family.
Right.
And I sent a photo of Eunice, and I said, could you sign this for me? She signed it, personalized it, and sent it back.
Oh, that's terrific.
That's my birthday buddy.
Yeah. Like this.
Yeah, and also born on the same date, not same year, that is comic book related, Tom Welling from Smallville.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. Carol Burnett, Tom Welling, and me.
That's not a bad group. That's actually a pretty cool group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always said that if I ever met or were able, and I didn't get a chance to meet, go backstage or wait around to meet her at this thing. It wasn't the way that worked. But I always thought to myself, if I ever get a chance to meet Carol Burnett, I'm going to give her my autograph because I'll remember meeting her forever and ever. You know what I mean? So It's like, well, here, dear Carol, thank you so much for everything. Love SHBAB.
Yeah. Dear Carol, I'm so glad we had this time together.
Oh,
yeah. So real quickly, my answer, and I promise you guys we're going to get into comic news.
We will. We really will.
My answer for living legend to me is Dolly Parton.
Close second. Oh my God. Come on.
I mean, she just is. To me, Dolly Parton is what most people should strive to be.
Absolutely.
Her values and
absolutely.
Yeah.
So. And just so much talent. I mean,
yes.
There is no, as a songwriter, musician, singer, but primarily as a songwriter, if you listen to her stuff, particularly the early stuff, the later stuff, I think kind of falls into the same category as a lot of country music, which is like, I'm writing a song about country music. It's like, okay, no. Give me Jolene any day. That's amazing. Or Coat of Many Colors, or just.
If you want to do a deep cut, listen to Down from Dover. Oh my gosh.
All right. I have to write that down.
Down from Dover.
Okay.
Hey, Matt has popped in, the boy who has 7. Matt, it's so good to see you. I've been praying for you, my friend, and hope that you're doing well, and I'm going to continue to sell well wishes your way. Matt's selling a bunch of comic books too, and he's got some great stuff. I was surprised at how much Wonder Woman he has in his collection. So you can look for his page on Instagram too. But thanks for stopping by. I know Sunday nights isn't that easy for you to stop by on. So the fact that you did stop by, I'm so happy to see you here. I just want to tell you how much I love you and thinking of you. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So we'll get into the news right now, and there isn't a lot of news to talk about, but I have a question. And the question is, who is going to be our next Batman? Is it going to be him? What do you think? Could that be Batman?
Well, he seems square-jawed and nondescript, so sure. I don't know. Who is this?
So fans are going crazy over this guy because it was suggested his name is Tom Brittany, and it was suggested in a tweet, hey, Tom Brittany would be a great Batman. And James Gunn actually replied to the tweet saying, I effing love this guy as an actor. Huh. And then it comes to find out that he was top 3 finalists to be Superman in James Gunn's Superman. It was David Cornsweet, Nicholas Hoult, who ended up in the movie, and him. So people are going bonkers thinking that he is going to be our next Batman.
Wow. Okay.
I wasn't really familiar with his body of work, but
doesn't he? You know, the thing that struck me though, Ryan, when you showed that picture, was like, God, that guy looks an awful lot like the guy who just played Superman. You know, and it may not. That may be a little too close for comfort, but
yeah.
You know.
I got another photo of him that I can pop up here, and we'll see.
Jackson, ugh, and I thought way back when that Keaton was a lousy Batman. Well, ditto.
So there's another photo of him. Possibly our next Batman. Don't know.
Huh.
So
what do I know? It's the kids today. You know.
Yeah. Here, Matt's got a hot take for us. That's a hot take.
You know, I loved Henry Cavill. I really did. I've loved him since he was in that show, The Tudors. I mean, that's a deep cut, you know. I think he's really, really good.
Yeah. And the news continues with more Batman news. Hot Toys has unveiled an upcoming figure, and it's the blue and gray Batman action figure.
Ooh.
You like that?
That's retro.
That is retro.
That fits in with our stories tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, I love when I see Batman in this costume. I'm like, yeah, that's my Batman. So,
my guy with the utility belt as opposed to an armory.
Yes, exactly. And then, Batman related, McFarlane Toys has shown off the Batman Who Laughs Black and White Accent Edition figure that's available for pre-order right now, a 7-inch action figure. So, boy, that character was so hot and then just like disappeared.
Wow.
And really, news-wise, that's it.
Well, you know, end of the year.
Holiday week.
What else are you going to talk about? You know, what else is going to be announced? I guess the only other news is going to be who's going to buy Warner Brothers or whatever they are.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of buying things, did you buy the Neal Adams original art or did you buy the Superman #1? Because we've been trying to decide which one you got. There was a pool going around on which one you bought. I say the Neal Adams original art.
Yeah, you know, it was the 1.5 million was an easier lift than the 9 million to go on that. How fantastic is it that both of those auctions were so popular? It just warms my little nerdy, super girlish heart. And I was so excited that the Neal Adams thing went for, that is a total record for his cover artwork. The most expensive, the most pricey one, I think, previous to this was the Batman Joker card.
Oh yeah, with the card.
With the card, and that was like, that sold for $600,000 several years ago. So this blew right by it.
Yeah, and it's the piece he didn't like.
And it's the piece he hated. It's like, oh god, that one, the one with the leg. I couldn't be more thrilled. I couldn't be more proud to be a collector of Neal Adams art. I think, you know, I was talking with friends and family over the holiday, you know, because they were asking me about it. I was like, no, I don't know why you guys kind of look askance. It's like comic book art is real art.
It is.
Always has been, always will be. And it was a remarkable sale. And I wonder what the provenance of it was. Like where, I don't think it came from the Neal Adams family, but I could be wrong. But
I'm sure that probably sold decades ago.
Yeah,
originally from him.
Right.
So
right. And the Superman #1 book, that really shocked me how high that went. I really was like, but I guess when you've got a book like that coming in at a 9.0,
it's the 9.0 that did.
All bets are off, right?
Yeah,
you know, it's like, holy cow.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Matt, it's addictive. If you think comic books are addictive, the art,
Just
more.
you wait. It'll happen to you. It will happen. And it's really fun when it does. And in fact, I've got a couple of original pieces. I have a Lois Lane page, and I have a commission that Neal Adams did for me prior to his death. And they're in temporary frames, and I'm waiting for my framing store. They usually have this big sale at the beginning of every year. So it's like, okay, I got to get my act together and get these things really spiffed up in a frame.
Who's the Hulk?
Hulk schmalk.
This is a DC show. We don't know who that is. That's pretty cool.
Speaking of non-DC things, my other comic book event that I did this week, I actually watched the Fantastic Four movie, which is now
with Pedro Pascal.
I really liked it.
But it was good.
I thought it was great, and I thought the design of it with the retro 60s vibe thing going was absolutely charming. And I think the Marvel movies, make mine Marvel. I'll tell you,
that's what you read. I thought that said "make me a diorama."
I think the Marvel people have a little more fun with their movies than the DC crew does. And so it was an enjoyable 2 hours of about a story and characters I knew enough to be dangerous about. But I thought the look of the thing was awesome. And
I like that they started the movie with the characters already established.
Right. Just go with it.
And if you don't know who this is, hang tight. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, it'll all will be, just let it wash over you.
Yeah. So. Yeah, very good. I did. I promise you we're going to get into the retro review. I did. I got a good Black Friday deal on Superman Legacy on 4K.
Oh, good.
Yeah, like $13, free shipping.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. for the disc and digital.
Okay.
And also, I didn't pull the trigger on this, and I don't know if it's still active, but Amazon had the Neal Adams artist edition with the Batman cover for almost half off.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was a Black Friday deal.
I cannot recommend that book highly enough to anyone who and the boy who had, tell you what, the nearest thing to get some of those artist edition books or take a look at them, because it is as close as you can get to actually holding real life comic book art in your hands. The way they do those scans is remarkable, and I'll talk a little bit about it in my book show too. So
okay, cool.
But yeah.
So we're really going to head into the retro review right now.
You see what Jackson just said?
Yes, I put that up on the screen.
Keep me away from you. Oh,
she was going to make you dioramas. Oh my God, she's got it right there, just in case she goes, I have to diorama right now. I must
diorama you. All right, rather than diorama someone, how about if we talk about some Batman?
Yes. So tell us about the two books that you picked tonight.
Okay, so we're going deep into the Bronze Age, 1970, for some Batman stories that are just done in ones and are just fun. It's just what and this particular book that I'm going to run through is one of the original books that I got as a kid, a hand me over some family friends. So it was a story that I loved because this story turned me into a comic book fan. And in fact, when this is just a reader copy, my original copy has no cover on it. And so it wasn't until I got into collecting a few years ago that I realized, that cover is really cool. So one of the first things I did, and I've got this 10 years ago now, I bought a high grade copy of this, for my personal collection. And so it's a special book to me just because of the, this is a formative book for little nerdy SHBAB. So.
Yes, give me 1 second. I had it pulled up there for a second and then I lost it, but I got it back right now. I'm used to Tony doing this part. So
yeah. Yeah, we're putting you to work here. So
That's right.
Yeah, so this is from 1970, and this is Batman number 225. And the story starts with a really fun page called Meet Jonah Jory. His false teeth hurt his gums, his wig itches his scalp, and his padded shoulders weigh heavily on his bony frame. And you see him transform himself into Jonah Jory, a television star who has great ratings, but he's a jerk. And oh, one more thing, he hates the Batman. Why?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know, but we're gonna find out. And then you turn the page, and there's this marvelous splash page called Wanted for Murder One, the Batman. And they give you this great little intro thing of cast of characters. You've got Batman and Commissioner Gordon and Jonah Jory and some small-time hoods and some supporting players along the side of that. And then you see that Jonah Jory is interviewing Commissioner Gordon on his 11:30 p.m. talk show, saying, "First question, Commish, how come your pal Batman wears a mask? He has maybe acne trouble? But seriously, why do you cover up for that two-bit punk? Slinking around the dark, hiding behind a Halloween suit. He's got to be a wrong one." And Jonah says, "But you're maybe looking for a husband of that mousy daughter of yours, or maybe you've got something to hide." And it's very funny because you'll see it coming out of Commissioner Gordon's mouth is a little asterisk, and below the editor's note is, "Jory's technicians have blipped out Gordon's reply." Yeah. So Gordon leaves the studio in a huff, and you realize that even the staff on the TV show can't stand Jonah Jory. At 12:17, we move to the Gotham Athletic Club, where Jonah is saying howdy do to the night watchman and says, "I'm going to go in the gym now. Just make sure I'm not disturbed." And, yeah, okay. And the night watchman says, "Well, he always locks the door because he doesn't want me to see him without his padding." And then suddenly the watchman hears blam. "Oh my God, that sounds like a shot, Mr. Jory." No answer. I have no choice. I've got to blast my way in. And then he gets in and he realizes that Jonah Jory has been shot, and there is a big, there's a hole in the window there. The night watchman looks out that window and sees, oh my God, it's the Batman across the way. The killer must have gone through the window. Wait, there he is. It's the Batman. It's got to be. No one else could have made the jump to that building. And then a half a block away from all that, a guy is starting to cause a little bit of a ruckus and says, "Hey, dig me, I'm the trash master, and I'll trash you, Squeaky Piper." And then at the appointed time, everyone looks up and says, "Hey, wait a minute, isn't that the Batman?" So you've got a lot of people looking up and seeing Batman on the roof. Half hour later, we've got Commissioner Gordon investigating the crime and asking the night watchman, "Are you sure it was the Batman you saw on the roof?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's what it was." And for some reason that I still don't understand, 50 years later, what brings our public works department here? Why he needs to show up, I don't know. Just this, I got a call from a clerk at Hyman's gun shop. He swears he sold the Batman a 38 special last week. And Gordon's like, "Oh, no, well, all right. Jory was killed with a 38, and we haven't found it on the premises, so I have no choice. Put out an APB on the Batman, consider him armed and dangerous, and charge him with murder one." Later that evening, a trench-coated figure walks into the police headquarters and asks the guy on the desk, "Hey, what's new on the police blotter?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing much, just a TV star was murdered." And the trench-coated guy said, "Well, isn't that funny? Why would Batman take a rap for a premeditated murder?" He leaves the police station, and we find out that, oh my God, it's not just a reporter, it's the Batman. I needed to get a clue. I have too much respect for the Force to think I'll be able to stay on the dodge for long. I know I'm innocent, but I am apparently the only one who does. But there's one possible lead on the blotter. It could be the hint I need. If it isn't, I'm stopped cold. He goes to the squalid apartment of a two-bit hood named Squeaky, and Oh my God. It basically scares the crud out of poor Squeaky Piper and says, you know what? You have to reveal, I know you're involved in this. Now, tell me why you were creating that ruckus where you were at the time you were. And Squeaky is like, okay, fine, I'll tell you. I was hired to create this disturbance across the street from the gym, and I don't know who hired me. It was all done over the phone. And by the way, he also asked me to, if I knew anyone equally as scumbaggy as me, to do another part of this crime. So, and his name is Cy Semple. So you got to go find Cy. So Batman's like, thank you very much. And off he goes to find Cy Semple at a pool hall. And we get several pages of a fight sequence that goes on and on and on some more. Because in comic book land...
That's a great panel right there.
Yeah. Isn't that?
Yeah.
Art fills fast in comic books. And so when you don't have that much more story, it's like, you know what? Batman fights, let's fight. And until finally, Cy admits that, and can I say in terms of what one of my favorite parts of this thing is that panel there where you see a close-up of his face with Batman's hand on his chest. Yeah. For some reason, that panel always got me as a kid. I loved it. I thought it was dramatic. I didn't, and the panel next to it too was kind of cool, so in my little 10-year-old brain, I thought that is just the coolest thing. So Cy admits he dressed up as Batman that night, stood on top of the roof, and also, by the way, he dressed as Batman a week earlier to go buy the gun. So then you have this panel, well, Batman saying, I have almost enough pieces to assemble the picture. I must get a look at the scene of the crime. I think I've solved it. And then you get these great things at the end where it says, although the Batman lacks a single vital clue, you don't. The mystery is yours to solve, ahead of the world's greatest detective.
Spoiler, I couldn't.
Yeah, and neither did I. Right, because we're just not as smart as the Batman.
No.
Later at the Gotham Athletic Club, Bruce Wayne wanders in and convinces the night watchman is like, oh, is it early or late for you, Mr. Wayne? It's like, oh, it's late. Too many, drinks, too many cigarettes. I got to go work out. And so Batman gets into the club, but what he can't do is get into the gym because the police have roped it off. So he changes into the Batman outfit. He climbs out a window to the exterior of the building and is going to scale that building to get inside the gym. And then you get that lovely little panel right there of Commissioner Gordon looking through binoculars at the Batman in the rain. And Gordon sadly tells the cops, well, we got to get ready to take the Batman into custody. And one of the cops says, you better take this, handing him a gun. And Gordon sadly is like, yes, perhaps I should. So the Gordon and the cops go up to the gym, open up the door, and Batman is there, standing there. He said, there's no need for gangbusters stuff, officer. You're after a murderer. Well, he's been caught. I'll explain. And Batman grabs that dumbbell thing and says, pretend that this barbell is a pistol I place in the handle of this pull. Normally, the elastic pull is stretched to build muscles, but in this instance, it was stretched for another reason. If I pulled the trigger of our imaginary gun and released it, smash, it would go right through the window and into the trash barrel below. And Gordon says, well, have someone look in those barrels. Yes, sir. Now, why they didn't do that hours ago is beyond me, but okay. If they didn't, you wouldn't have this marvelously dramatic panel there of, I found it, it's a 38 special. Batman then tells Commissioner Gordon, when I heard your pickup order on the police radio, I snooped around, found two punks, Cy Semple and Squeaky Piper. They were hired to blah, 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 blah. And Gordon says, well, that means the murderer was, yes, Jonah Jory himself. I checked him out, dug up. He was dying of an incurable disease. These things happen. Some sick part of him hated me. He wouldn't live to do me any harm, so he chose his own death as a means of vengeance. It doesn't necessarily make sense, but it is a mystery that the Batman has solved for us. And there you have it. One of my all-time favorite stories of Batman.
Nice.
Yeah.
All I know is the 10-year-old you said, "Oh, that's a great panel. I'm loving this. I'm going to subscribe to some more Batman comic books." And then someone said, "Here's Superman."
Here's Superman. What? Exactly.
Gordon's gave us some comments here during the review.
Squeaky squawks, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of people going to jail.
Yeah. It is sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. So there it is. One of my all-time, one of my greatest hits.
Yes. So that was from 1970, and so is the book that I'm going to review for you, and it's of very much a similar vein. This is Detective Comics issue number 399. Look at that cover, though. Isn't that cool?
I should say both of these books are Neal Adams covers.
Yeah.
FYI. So just imagine yourself in 1970 wandering through your drugstore and looking at a spinner rack and seeing stuff like that. You're going to pick it up. You're going to pick it up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Only $1.
Look at all the toys you get for $1.
I like this. 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I've often thought that it would be really fun as a project to see if you could locate everything that was advertised in a comic book from back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Particularly the little submarine that you could fit somebody. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. Remind me, because I will forget, when I'm done with my retro review to tell the story about Heroes World, okay?
Okay.
So this happened 1 month ago at the Gotham City Police Academy. They are in some training, and Batman has come in to volunteer his services. And he's going to fight Khan, master of karate, judo, and kung fu. So they start to begin, and Kung says, "Yeah, Batman, you're pretty fast, but you're going to find that I'm the supreme master. I've devoted my life to this." And he says, "Well, I've done some practicing too." And Batman's able to throw him over his shoulder and tussle a little bit without even really working up a sweat. And the other people are kind of laughing at Khan. So he's pretty ticked about this, and he slaps on, what do we call these now? Because the name that they call him a knuckle duster, but they call him something.
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles, yes. Yeah. So he puts on some brass knuckles because he feels humiliated. And he goes to punch Batman, and Batman feels it and realizes what he's done. And he's like, he's got a look of a murderer. He's playing for keeps right now. So he says he's expecting something fancy. A judo throw, so I'll surprise him with a commonplace haymaker. And it does surprise him, KOs him, knocks him out. And Batman says if there's a lesson for your police cadets in this, Commissioner Gordon, it's simply that occasionally crude methods work the best. So that's the beginning of the tale called Death Comes to a Small Locked Room. At the end, Crude is right, Batman. I've never seen such a disgraceful exhibition. And he said, this man was trying to harm me. And then there's Arthur Reeves again, the mayor's new public works coordinator who was in your issue. And obviously he does not like or care for the Batman. And he wants to know, who is he? Why does he have to hide behind this mask? No person who pretends to serve the public has any reason to stay hidden. And Batman kind of puts him in his place. He's like, so you don't approve of masquerades? And he's like, correct. You believe everything should be out in the open. Absolutely. So he lifts off his toupee and says, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Reeves. Flies out the window, and he is madder than a wet hornet. So about a month has passed, and this incident Batman has not really thought of. He's been busy taking down bad guys over the course of a month. But needless to say, it hasn't been forgotten for other people. Precisely 30 nights later, Batman says, well, I was going to meet you at your headquarters, Commissioner Gordon. Why are we meeting here? And he says, well, this belonged to Khan. It's a training school. He's like, it looks like it was hit by a bomb. And he's like, yeah, a furnace exploded. And they're like, what about Khan? They're like, yeah, we think that he was inside. Several reliable witnesses saw him just before the blast. We couldn't find any trace of him except his ID bracelet. Batman asks if there's foul play, and Commissioner Gordon says none. It's just a tragic accident. And there's that Reeves guy again. I'm not certain of this, Commissioner. You know that masked ruffian disliked Khan. It's he's essentially saying it's Batman's fault. And Batman's like, I'm not going to dignify this with a reply. And next time you have a fantasy, give it to someone else like your barber. Ooh, burn.
Oh,
Commissioner, we have an appointment. Are you coming? So Batman rides with Commissioner Gordon in Commissioner Gordon's car, which I thought was something different.
Yes.
And Commissioner Gordon's like, just forget that dude. And he's like, I already have forgotten about him, And he's like, do you have any idea why we're wanted at a seance? And Commissioner Gordon's like, none. The invitation came for both of us along with a note about solving a crime if we show up. And he says, Commissioner, the man behind us, he's got and all of a sudden duck. He's got a machine gun. And luckily they have ducked in time because otherwise it would have been pretty tragic. You see all the bullet holes going through the windshield. The car, unfortunately, crashes right into a pole, and briefly stunned for a second, Batman's there and Commissioner. The person who did this thinks he's killed the Batman, but that's not the way the Batman does that. So he kicks the door open, comes swinging out after him, finds out that Commissioner Gordon is okay as well. And he's like, we were lucky, for ducking at the proper time. Better have a couple of your boys pick up Sleeping Beauty and question him later. So they're like, he's probably a hired hitman, but I'm wondering who told him that we would be here. And Commissioner Gordon's like, it seems like a setup. And then someone says, Commissioner Gordon, remember me? And it's Big Doe Joe Brunner. And they're like, oh, I've heard you've been sprung. He's like, oh, no, I'm not sprung. I served my sentence. You were the one who nailed me, and I just want to tell you how grateful I was. I used to spend my time learning TV repair while I'm in prison. So I got a shop now, and I've reformed my life. And Commissioner was like, okay, good deal. So he takes off. And Commissioner Gordon says, maybe I should have put him in custody, Batman. And he says, no, not yet. If he hired the gun cell, we'll know where to find him. They go inside, and the show is about to begin this seance. And there's the medium there. Tonight they're going to summon the spirit of the dead. Vibrations inform me that the dead has a special message for one of you invited folks. And who would that be? The spirit acknowledges that it's there, and it's the Batman that it has a message for. And Commissioner Gordon says, that voice sounds like Khan's. And Batman's like, let's listen. The voice says, in life you humiliated me, Batman. In death I shall humiliate you by killing Commissioner Gordon at midnight tomorrow. You're helpless to prevent it. And then the lights go out. Well, the medium's gone when the lights come back on. They wanted to question him. And they're like, yeah, Commissioner, I don't blame you after a threat like that. And he's like, I've been an officer for 40 years. It takes more than that to than this spook to scare me. And Batman says, especially a phony threat. Dilbert was a ventriloquist. He wore a high collar to hide the movement of his throat muscles. Still, you better play it careful until we find out who's after or who is put you up to this charade. So when it's getting close to the 24 hours being up, there's our good old buddy again, Reeves, and he's kind of pushing Commissioner Gordon inside like this vault because they don't want to take any chances of him being harmed. And they say, we're going to stay in the sealed chamber together until morning. We got walls of steel 5 foot thick. We have an air supply. We have a squad of riot officers outside. Nothing's going to reach you. And Batman says, want to bet, Mr. Reeves? And he says, I broke in here just dressed as one of your security guards. If I had been an assassin, Commissioner Gordon would be dead. And he says, what did you learn about the thug who tried to machine gun us? And Gordon says, I haven't been able to talk to him. I've been busy on another case. I haven't even had a chance to check in at the office. Batman says, if that's true, I suggest you officers put handcuffs on this man because he's not Commissioner Gordon. He's the great Dilbert. Rips the mask off and says, how did you know? Batman says, simple. You've been on the go all day. Your cheeks were as smooth as an egg, but if you had the time to check in at your office, you certainly didn't have... If you didn't have time to check in your office, you didn't have time to shave. And he's all clean shaven. So Reeves says, it's my duty to warn you of your constitutional rights, starts reading the Miranda riots, and he says, yeah, I'm willing to talk. There's no point in being stubborn. I can tell you where the real Gordon's being held, but... And then he starts to collapse, and Batman's like, don't get near him, and whatever you do, don't touch that mask. And it looks like he's dead, he's murdered, but how did this happen in a locked room? And Batman says, I think you'll find that the outside of the mask is coated with poison, mixed with the chemicals which penetrates the skin instantly. Batman's gloves protected him, but Dilbert there, he touched with his bare hands the mask, and so apparently whoever did this and put this coating on there wore gloves as well. And they're like, this doesn't make sense. Why would a criminal kill his own henchman? And Batman says to keep him from doing what he was about to do, talk. And they say, well, at least we know who the murderer is. And Reeves says, we do. And he says, sure. Didn't you hear him? His dying words were Dojo. And that means Big Doe Joe Brunner, the guy who had plenty of reasons to hate the commissioner. And Batman says, don't you jump to any conclusions. This isn't Brunner's style. His specialty was opening safes with TNT, and whoever's committing these crimes is devious, thinks of himself as a diabolically clever. And they're like, come on, Brunner is the culprit. Officers, you need to go get him. Batman stops to think for a minute and says, something I'm missing. The killer set up the seance to lure us to the thug's gunshots. If that didn't work, he had Dilbert playing medium. Dilbert said he was going to reveal where Gordon is. Of course, that's got to be it. And then we get another one of those panels. The Batman has solved the mystery. Have you? Consider yourself challenged, reader. I had no idea.
I actually figured this one out.
You did? I had no idea.
I did.
So moments later, a sleek sports car races through the streets of Gotham, and at precisely 5 minutes to midnight, screeches to a halt in front of a charred hulk of a building. Dilbert's last words, what Reeves and the others heard was Dojo, was really Dojo. Dojo is a type of karate, judo. It's in the martial arts. So somewhere in these burned timbers is a hiding place, but where? So he's back to where they thought that Khan had been killed at. And he's like, this is where his classes were taught, an open area, concrete slab, fresh concrete. They're like, there's no reason for that to be there unless, yep, there's an opening. And then a dozen yards below is Gordon being told that he has 60 seconds left to live before he makes good on his promise and destroys him, letting Batman know the bitter taste of defeat. Put down that sword or use it on me. You're finished, Khan. And it's Batman. And he says, I won't suffer your hands again now after I planned and built this fireproof cellar, faked my own death, hired an actor to aid me in everything. And Batman says, it was all in vain. All in vain. And he says, without pride, I am nothing, and I refuse to be nothing. I'm still supremely strong, master of the martial arts. Your winning before was a fluke. And Batman says, you've forgotten much, Khan. Any black belt should know that a bear hug can be broken as easily as this. And he does. Knock him right out. Another thing you should have remembered, a very simple, very old, wise truth. Pride goeth before a fall. And I assume he freed Commissioner Gordon after that, but it's the end of the story. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little indignity leaving. The last image of Gordon is sitting there like tied to a chair.
Yeah. So.
No, the only reason I knew that was because, dojo, that's cute in martial arts. So I knew what a dojo was. So I figured that out.
Yeah. Nowadays, there's a modern musician, the Dojo Cat.
Oh, well, see, that sent you down another completely different path.
It did.
So, yeah.
Just like my mind, it's supposed to go this way, and it goes
so many ways.
Yeah,
so many ways. So, what'd you think of this trip back to 1970?
I thought these were fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, I couldn't figure either one out ahead of time, so I felt a little dumb.
I am a big fan of these kinds of things. And in revisiting each one of them, first of all, we should say that Denny O'Neill wrote both stories because he was heavily involved writing Batman starting around this time. And the art in mine is by, Irv Novick.
Yep.
Who is a favorite artist of mine. And yours is drawn by Bob Brown, who has a very different style.
He does,
but
not a name I'm so much familiar with. Either.
Yeah, and yet it's very different. And at first I was like, God, this is just it just doesn't connect with me as much as Giordano's work. But really, if you look at a lot of the panels in your story, particularly the one where he's thinking, like the thinker.
Yeah, where he sat down, yeah.
Yeah, and then the snapping of his fingers. There's some really lovely panels in this thing. And a different, it takes Batman to a dark and stormy night where he should be in a different way that works just as well for me, actually. So, I think these are fun and exactly what little 10-year-olds, would get a kick out of reading. And so, Yeah, I will never forget, that pulley. Like when I first came back to comic collecting, after all those years, again, I saw that panel of the thing wrapped around there with the broken window in the back. It's like, yes, that panel, the pulley,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so good, clean fun.
Yes, good pick. I enjoyed it. So
Good.
yes, and Gordon is right. In the next issue of the Detective would be the first appearance of Man-Bat.
Oh, that's such a great character.
Yes,
and those
absolutely.
three stories, the Man-Bat stories, just terrific. And as a matter of fact, which kind of leads into a book show portion, but I'll get there when we get there. So
okay, so I actually remembered Heroes World.
Yeah, Heroes
Okay,
World.
so what I was just going to say really quick about that is Heroes World was like a real life store where you could buy superhero merchandise back in like the late Bronze Age, and they would advertise in comic books, and they would even have their own catalog that looked like a comic book with the Kubert School students drawing the products.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw an article, or I was reading an article about the Superhero World, the actual store in New Jersey. And this is what flabbergasted me, okay? Their Monday through Friday hours were 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Can you believe that?
Really?
10 a.m. to 9:30. So essentially, I'm sure the workers worked, or there was a 12-hour day when they were open, another half an hour after you close to do the books and what you have to do. Could you, who at like 9:15 at night in New Jersey is going, I do need me a Mego Batman, like right now.
Well, and 10 o'clock in the morning? Really?
Yeah. It was a different world back then.
We keep the stores open. The people buy.
Yeah. Well, I guess back then, too, a lot of those stores were closed on Sundays, too. Mm-hmm. I forget if this one was, but yeah, I just thought that was pretty far out there to be open at 9 or closing at 9:30 at night.
Well, hooligans are running the streets.
Oh, yeah,
then.
the hooligans.
So the hooligans.
I always wanted to be one, but I was too good to be a hooligan.
I know. I was, in the goody club. I was like, if only I could be a hooligan.
Yeah, you were probably an Angora Deb.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. So we have this feature called Book Show. And we talk about our channels as well. Why don't you go first?
Okay, so Book Show, Gordon bringing up Man-Bat. One of the covers, the last of that original trilogy was Man-Bat Takes a Bride, like the Bride of Man-Bat.
Yeah,
and Neal Adams did a beautiful cover of that. Now, years later, Neal Adams did something called the 27 covers, where he took famous covers of his and flipped around characters. And for a month, DC printed copies of these books with taking his original covers, but flipping characters. I have been collecting signed copies of all 27. I've only got 3 or 4 left. Well, the newest one I got is the takeoff on The Bride of Man-Bat.
Oh, nice.
So this is a Superman, Lois and Clark, where he, takes Superman and Lois, swaps out Man-Bat and the Bride of Man-Bat with other characters, and it's signed there. So this is, it was interesting. I've been watching this one on eBay for a while, and I remember reaching out to the guy saying, your original price is way too high because it's only a 9.4.
Oh, I bet he loved getting that message.
He did. I was nicer about it when I made an offer, private offer, and I said, I'm looking at blah blah blah, and he like poo-pooed me and like, okay, fine. 2 years later, he has dumped the price on this thing pretty close to what I had offered him originally.
Yeah.
So I offered even lower, and he accepted it. What do you know? So,
wow.
So
he could have had more money.
You could have had more, but no, you were a jerk about it. So anyway, I'm thrilled to have it, and only 3 or 4 more of those side books.
Plus, that's Lois in a wedding dress, right?
It is. It is. I hadn't even thought of that.
I mean, that's one of the more
right.
modern incarnations of Lois in a wedding dress.
Yes. Duh. Oh my
Yeah, I mean, that's a given for you.
I sometimes my brain just is not working. Also, speaking of Neal Adams and a series I know you have just completed an entire run of, is the Justice League of America. I have never really cottoned and warmed to that series, even when I was a kid. But I was going through the Neal Adams Artist Edition book, and he had some beautiful original panels of what the covers were for books that I didn't have. I was like, you know what? I have to get some. So this is one of them.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love this story.
That is a good story.
I'd love to come on Fanboys and we could talk about this story because I thought it was really cool.
For sure.
Yeah, so this is number 87. I also got number 88.
I love that cover. That story isn't so much my favorite, but that cover.
Right. Yes, ditto.
And there's something about Mira being on the cover too that I just dig.
Yeah, when she pops up in the story, it's such a surprise.
Yeah, and she's barely in that story too.
Right. But it just is a wonderful cast of characters on the cover. And then number 89.
Oh yeah,
this one, reader. This is a story about you. It's your turn to be either Superman or Batman. What I thought was really interesting is the writer Mike Friedrich, I believe, in the story is basically doing an homage to writer Harlan Ellison.
Okay.
And is very obvious about it throughout the whole thing. And I did some research because in the Neal Adams book, this original piece was highlighted, but instead of reader, this is a story about you, it says Harlan Ellison, this is a story about you. So I had to get a copy of this book. It's like, I don't think that's what it is. So it turns out that Friedrich and Julius Schwartz, or whoever the editor was at the time, reached out and said, we've done this comic book, and Ellison was thrilled. And so they sent Ellison the original page of the original cover art, and then stripped in the dialogue box, Harlan Ellison, this is a story about you. So it was, I think this would be an interesting one to talk about too.
Yeah.
For that, for those sci-fi fans who like Harlan Ellison. It's an interesting kind of doubling back, a writer honoring other writers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about your channel? Or do you have more? Bookshop, I didn't mean to
No, I'm done. I'm done.
What about your channel?
I have a video up now talking about my least favorite Superman story I've ever.
Boom chicka wow wow.
Wow. Yee! I'm getting a lot of views and a lot of people are commenting on it. And if you haven't read it or you haven't seen it, hey, stop on by. I'd be curious to see what you think about my thoughts of this book. And
I left a comment that talked about spaghetti sauce.
It's spaghetti sauce, I believe, is what you included in there. So yeah, there's a lot of sauce being spilled in that story. Yeah. And I've got a couple of shorts that are up, and like I say, that I don't have any other plans other than a couple weeks to do something with a comic book room tour to end up the year. So yeah, cool. That's what's keeping me off the streets.
Cool. So my back issue of the week short that I did this week did 3,000 views.
I saw that. It's incredible. Well done.
Thanks. I got 2.5 within 90 minutes.
Amazing.
It was on Firestorm. And literally when I did Fanboys last week, I hadn't even picked what it was going to be. I got done doing the show, went and pulled the book out and just did it. And that's what I'm doing tonight. I know it's going to be a Marvel book though, but I still don't know what it's going to be. And when we get done, I'm going to pull out a book, go record it, drop it tomorrow morning.
Right.
Tuesday afternoon's video is going to be, my Tuesday afternoon video that's already on there is an AOK from Joel the Geek. And Did you see that Neal Adams art on that Wonder Woman, on the back cover of that Wonder Woman book that I showed on that video? Did you get a chance to see that?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Ooh, so beautiful. Pretty in
Lovely.
pink.
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah, so thank you, Joel. That's up on my channel already.
Very
This week,
generous.
back issue of the week short on Marvel dropping tomorrow, and all DC Comics haul is going to be dropping Tuesday afternoon. I'll give you a little preview here with my book show. This isn't my main book show, but so John's Comics with Friends AOK'd me this comic book, which is cool. I showed this a couple weeks ago, okay? But this is the newsstand version. But look at the direct edition, which is the same artwork. Look at how different these comic books look.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that weird? So I
Very
talk a little bit
strange.
more about that in my video coming up on Tuesday afternoon. But for a book show, I thought, let's pull some Batman. So let's pull
There you
a
go.
Detective Comics facsimile. And, let's get it in its original size.
Oh, by the way, you got to have the foil somewhere, don't you? You're
No,
not
but
done.
I have this,
Oh,
which was an SDCC exclusive.
nice.
So,
And that's a blanking on his name.
that's the
Alex
current Robert
Ross.
Patterson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I don't think it's an Alex Ross. I don't think it is. That's a good question. But
Cool.
yeah. So that's what I thought would be fun since we did Batman tonight for a book show. If you have something you would like to share with us, we are all eyes. Put it on Instagram and use the hashtag Fanboys Live and the Retro Review so we can make sure that we see what you're posting as your at-home book show.
I will always look at comic book covers.
Yeah,
Just love it.
I posted a flash one on my Instagram a little bit before we started the show tonight. So nice, cool cover with flash versus reverse flash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. You know, that big old turkey Tony, not here this week, but he should be back next week. Couple.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it's an excused absence, but okay.
Yeah, I think that might be unexcused.
Right.
I don't remember seeing a request coming through in writing.
I didn't have a note from his mom. I didn't,
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing. So he should be back next week. Gore Vidal Comic Books is going to be our special guest.
Oh, wow. He's a frequent shower upper in the chats and comments on my stuff. And I love Gore. He's very smart.
Yeah, Gore's great. And he picked out a holiday themed
fun
for the review.
Oh,
so
fun.
that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. And then you're going to be back the week after. And we'll just... Okay, I'll say who it is. Oh, you say who it is.
It's gonna be Man Cave.
Man Cave, and that will wrap up our 2025 season that night. So
I cannot wait. I have not met Man Cave in person.
You haven't?
We have communicated, and he AOK'd me the most amazing comic book, which I cannot wait to show and tell. Show and tell, and then just bow and scrape at his feet.
Yes,
because he is a scholar and a gentleman.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to have him on. So that's going to be so much fun. So you SHBAB fans, just know she's going to be back in 2 weeks. But you don't want to miss next week because it still will be a good show next week with Gore. So I am looking forward to that. If you watched on the rewind and made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. Those in our live chat appreciate you. We do this show because we love spending time with you. So thank you for being here.
The chat just makes my night. We have
a really good chat here.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, that brings an end to the greatest DC Comics show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Sarah, great hanging with you again. And
thank you so much for having me. And I wish all of the comic book people wonderful comic book reading until we meet again.
Yep. Take care. We will see you soon. Thanks for watching tonight, and goodbye.